Okay, so notes on phosphate sugars. Notes on phosphate sugars is quite simple, right? Phosphate sugars is just like you have a sugar, all right? Glucose, fructose, and phosphate was added to it. It's quite simple like that. So in talking about these phosphate sugars, we'll have an introduction to it. We'll look at the structures. We'll look at the roles in nucleotide, of course. If you add a nitrogenous base to a sugar that has been phosphorylated, you are now forming a nucleotide. Okay. They will look at the metabolic pathways for that. Okay. So looking at the phosphate sugars, so that phosphate sugars are what integral components in many biological processes. Particularly if you are talking about what their roles in nucleic acids and cellular metabolism. Okay. So looking at the structure, if you are looking at the structure of a phosphate sugar, phosphate sugars consist of the sugar molecule. It could be ribose in RNA. It could be deoxyribose in DNA. Okay, so that means what? The sugar molecule is now linked to one or more this thing, one or more phosphate sugars or phosphate groups. Sorry, one or more phosphate group. So simply you are adding what the phosphate to sugar. Okay, sugar. All right. So what is the role in nucleotides? These phosphate sugars are actually backbones of nucleic acid. So in DNA and RNA, the phosphate sugar backbone is formed by what? Phosphodiester bonds between the sugar of one nucleotide and the phosphate group of the next. Okay, the energy carriers. Nucleotides like ATP, that's adenosine triphosphate, they consist of what? Ribose sugar, adenine base, and three phosphate groups, and they play a crucial role in energy transfer within a cell. Okay, metabolic pathways. Glycolysis and gluconeogenesis. Phosphate sugars like what? Glucose 6-phosphate, that's a phosphorylated glucose. They are intermediates in these pathways. Okay, so they are important. In pentose phosphate pathway too, this will generate what? NADP and a ribose 5-phosphate, which are basically what? Precursors for what? Nucleotide synthesis. Okay, so significance of these phosphate sugars is that these phosphate sugars are fundamental in what? Genetic information storage. That's their role in nucleic acid. They help in energy metabolism. That's the role in all this metabolic pathway. And they also help in cellular communication. So this highlights their importance in maintaining life processes. Okay, so that's it on phosphate sugars. We're talking about their structure, their roles, importance, significance, and all of that. Okay, so that's it, guys.